just a quick technical issue there. The stream should now be up and running, I think. I'm not going to go on until I know that it is. What's going on then? Why is this not... It is going. Okay, cool. Apologies for that. It said we were on air, and then I realised that the on-air symbol wasn't illuminated, so we weren't actually live. But I'll quickly recap what I've just said. We've got some drivers going out now. It's Matty and the Haas are on their flying laps, and you'll notice it's wet. We've got some intermediate qualifying ahead of us, which will surely spice up the grid a little bit. I was saying I doubt many of the drivers have had too much wet weather running, but we'll soon see how they get on. There's a little snap there by Maverick, who's on a flyer. I haven't been able to do my usual hot lap guide, so I'll be sure to run through that once I pick up a fresh lap. So yeah, apologies for the slight delay. We were all on time, and then I noticed the stream hadn't quite kicked off for some reason, so it looks as though we're all good to go now. I can see some numbers racking up in the corner, so I'm pretty sure we're all good. So yeah, you can see the conditions aren't great in typical Belgium style. I was actually at this Grand Prix just a few weeks ago. Thursday was 30 degrees, Friday was wet, Saturday was cloudy, and Sunday was warm again. So over the space of 4 days we had every type of weather that you could possibly have, and I was sitting down at turn 11 in Speaker's Corner, and that was obviously a great day. And we have the first time, so Maverick obviously made that mistake. He's on his way back round now. Let's pick up the McLarens, who I believe are on their first runs, and Zabajaka sets the first time of the evening with a 1:57.9, just over 4 tenths ahead of Matty in P2, so a good time to break into the 1:57s. And Zabajaka holds the 3 fastest sectors until Rick comes along and takes those off him in the Mercedes. It's a 1:62.2. Now that is a flying lap if I've ever seen one. A huge margin there, 1.5 second gap to now Schmidt, who's taken P2, and a little snap there by Westy. He'll have lost some time, but he's going to keep going. It's always worth it. We've got Matty, who's out of the session. It looks like he's binned it. I can't ride on board. We'll see if the Aston Martin picks him up. You can see him on the track map just below, whereas he dropped it coming out of Pouan on the right hand side of the track there. A little scare from Zabajaka there, but he's obviously got through him okay. So Matty is the first one out, and another snap there, double correction, great save by Zabajaka to keep that one on the track. Westy's posted his time, it's a 1:57.4, still well away from Always Rick, who is obviously, I believe, a reserve in this division. I may be wrong, but I've not seen him on the grid before, so everyone will obviously be shifted up one position. Obviously you can't do that for the grid, but regardless they will do that post race. Let's see, is anyone on a hot lap? Reuse is on a hot lap. Let's see what he can do then. Bertie, I should probably call him, I realised that last week. And he goes onto the second row of the grid, 1:57. So again, that gap to Rick, 2 tenths. Vico was the pole sitter last week, and Booty there comes along and takes pole position. A storming lap really there, 1:55.5, 7 tenths clear of Rick in P2, so that's one hefty margin. I believe, is this Rick into the pits? Yes it is. And is it Smith into the pits? No, he's gonna finish a lap, I think. Yes, and Smith improves by nearly a whole second there, and takes himself also onto the second row of the grid. So after the first runs there, then we have Booty, Rick, Vico and Schmidt rounding off the top 2 rows. Bertie and Westy, Leaky and Zabajaka, and then the retired Matty, whose time is currently good enough for P9, but I would imagine by the end of the session he would find himself toward the back of the grid. Puggy's also out. He was also out last week. Whether that's another quali ban or whether he's dropped it, I'm not sure. I missed that one. Difficult conditions, as we alluded to earlier. I mean, wet weather racing is one thing, but wet weather qualifying, it kind of throws all of that preparation, all of that hot lap preparation out of the window. So we've got some cars making their way around for what I can imagine is their second lap. It's Frax actually on his first lap, so let's see how he gets on when he gets himself around the circuit for the first time. There's been an issue in Sector 3, no one's gone off. There's a slow moving Alpine. It's Vico, I believe. Yes, he's okay, he's kept it going, staying out the way of the Ferrari, and he can get himself back on track. A few names popping up in chat. We've got Brian, Spritzy and Puggy. Puggy telling us he's back in the shed. All good. So I think we'll ride on board with Frax as he looks to set his first lap as he approaches the end of the middle sector. And is that Maverick? Yes, it is Maverick heading out on his second lap. Now I can't tell if this is a timed lap because his ERS is on. Doesn't look like a time lap. Let's stay with Frax though in the Ferrari. And we'll do our little hot lap special, even though it's not less of a hot lap really. You're obviously braking maybe 5, 6, 7 yards earlier than you normally would. Let's see where Frax brakes then. All around the circuit as he gets his foot to the floor. Keeps it on the wet line, good idea, gets the tyres down, he brakes just where you would normally, 100 metre board down into second gear. Short shifting to get the traction maybe. Yes, a couple of short shifts there, all the way through 5th, still short shifting. All the way up to 6th gear. Is he going to lift through Eau Rouge and Radion? Yes, he does. A small lift, no brake. And I believe he kept it on track. No invalidation, enables DRS. In fact, no, he won't have DRS because it's wet, obviously. That was an invalidation, actually, on the left-hander of Radion. So let's join who's behind him. Is this Westy on his second lap? It looks like it is. Let's ride on board with him then, and we'll pick up where he's come out. So he's made his way through Les Combes. He's now heading past Speaker's Corner, down towards the usually flat or slight lift in the dry, big lift in the wet. I'm not sure if this is actually an outlap. No, he's turned off his ERS, so he must have just forgot to turn it off. Same goes for Jones. He's low on ERS. Again, maybe he's going to make it to the end of a lap. He's invalidated as well, so he's not going to run again. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing with the ERS. Frax is obviously invalidated. If that hasn't come out. Maverick's on a lap, but he's invalidated. We've got drivers all over the place invalidating, and Frax just getting out the way there, causing yellows, but just to get out of the way. Westy is coming into pit. It's a difficult pit entry in the dry, never mind in the wet. That wall just sticks out a little bit where you'd not rather see it. So current sector times, you have Booty who leads the fastest sector 1. Zabi Jack has just gone over the line and takes P2. I've missed that lap completely, so he improves. Let's see who we've got now coming through. We've got the other Ferrari of Bertie, who's about to start his lap, with Maverick in behind, who again, I'm not sure if he's going to... No, he's not going to finish a lap. Let's ride on with Bertie and hope that he doesn't get an invalidation. So the other Ferrari now, we gave Frax the chance, but he unfortunately validated through Eau Rouge. Bertie now breaking down, second gear. Turn 1 again, difficult traction zone in the dry, never mind the wet. Obviously the inters will help that slightly. Small dab of the brake there through Eau Rouge. Keeps it valid. As he heads down the Camel Straight towards Les Combes, the 3 corners of 7, 8 and 9. Mount the curb a little bit on the right, take all the curb on the left, a little bit of oversteer there, and he's lost the rear. I think he's going to persevere with the lap, but he'll have lost time there with that slight loss of grip. Around the slow right-hander, through Speaker's Corner, usually a flat, not flat left, but a fast left. And there's an issue for an Alfa Romeo of Booty, who's come off going up Eau Rouge. I believe he would have only just started his second lap, so he may be able to get back round on those inters, and it shouldn't matter too much. But now making his way toward the end of Sector 2 as Zabajaka takes pole position provisionally before the last running. He's got 3 minutes to get it back to the pits and round again to cross the timing line. A big snap there, but he keeps it going at least. I think he's going to finish the lap. And Zabajaka takes pole by 75 hundredths. Oh, sorry, is it 75 hundredths, 75 thousandths? Yeah, 75 thousandths of a second. Breaking down into the bus stop chicane at the end of the lap. Careful not to invalidate after all that hard work. Be patient on the throttle. Push to the line, and he doesn't improve. He's 2.5 tenths down on his best time, so I wouldn't imagine he's going to get a chance to run again. So that may be the best time he's going to manage. We'll see now if Zabajaka again in the wet on a 7-kilometre circuit. It'll be hard to get yourself round. I think apart from the drivers that are starting the laps now, Zabajaka won't get a chance to improve. Let's see Frax, who's yet to set a lap. Let's see what he can manage. Last week he was only P11, so he'll be looking to improve on that and at least get a time on the board. So here he goes then. Try and keep it valid through Eau Rouge's time. He's gone very deep and he's locked up. Wow, and he's invalidated. That's obviously the intermediate tyres. You've got a chance to just stay out and go again. But he's running out of time, and there's an issue for someone. He's kept it going in Sector 2. It's either Rick or Leaky. Frax will be disappointed in himself if he's unable to set at least a time. Let's see then. Is this Jones heading up? Yes, it is. Jones is on his final hot lap. So let's see if he can put himself on the front row, or will he take pole position? It's loose there, but again, he's kept it tidy at least. Now heading down the Camel Straight, approaching 200 mile an hour before the heavy braking zone into Les Combes. Taking it nice and easily. There's an Aston Martin who's gone off. Is that Schmidt through Eau Rouge? No, it's Zabajaka through Eau Rouge. I'm not sure why. Maybe he just wanted to go straight for another running, but he probably would have been better off just boxing. John's now heading down past Speaker's Corner again. It's where I was sitting on the left there when I was at the Grand Prix. It's a great corner, to be fair. I mean, it's obviously some great ones. And Schmidt there, while I'm talking away, Schmidt comes along and takes pole position by nearly 3 tenths of a second. Great lap by him, and that may not be beaten. Rick has finished. Jones is coming around. Let's see if he's improved when he crosses the Sector 2 line. He has. He's 2.5 tenths up. It's not going to be enough for pole position, but he is improving. So we've got the rest of the cars coming across the line. Is this Westy about across the line? Yes, let's see if he can move anywhere deeper into the top 10. Foot to the floor, crosses the line. Improves by a hell of a lot there, 1.5 seconds, and puts himself on the second row. Here comes Jones, he's taking it straight back off his teammate. The McLaren's swapping places. Westy demoted to the third row of the grid, still a good result. And Smithy comes along and plops himself from P9 up to P6 of the 156.1. Now got the Mercedes of Leakey coming around the final corner. Is he going to improve? He's currently on a 157.4. He improves by 1.2 seconds and puts himself in P7. Now then, we've got another driver coming, Vlat, who's only set one time previously. He was slow getting out the pit lane at the start of the session. He gets his foot to the floor, and from 12th he moves it. No, he doesn't. He keeps it where he is. Birdie now moves himself up to P6 and drops Smithy down a position. The McLaren's holding what they've got. The Aston Martin duo, I believe, Schmidt's gone for another time. And he's improved himself there, cementing pole position. A 2/10 improvement to break into the 54s. A great lap from him, a 154.966. So that looks like it will be pole position. There's a Ferrari coming. Not that one. And it's Frax who's also finished. So that looks as though the Aston Martin have a front row lockout. So the Aston Martin guys in chat, Spritzy, for example, if he's still here, will be glowing with that one. Okay, so I've been told the guy is not Vlat, which is, I mean, why would you put, I mean, I know it looks like an M, but like, you can see where I've got that from. So that confirms it then. Aston Martin with the 1-2. Great result for their team, and the McLaren boys locking out, well, P4 and P5. I think for the sake of it, Spritzy, to be quite honest, I'm just going to keep calling him Vlat, because I've done that for the last month. So if he wants to be clever with the I, V and the I, then that's what he's going to get. I guess, to be fair, it's not a bad way, because Matt would be taken, wouldn't it? The username would be taken, so that's a good way to get around it, but it's not obvious. It's not obvious at all. Now, I believe the formation lap should have been enabled if the host remembered to put it on. Obviously, after a few weeks of not having it enabled. So we might give ourselves a bit of a better chance to, get ourselves prepared, watch everyone get some warm-up going, pull up to the grid, maybe see some people fail at the grid spots, and then we'll get away, but we'll soon see. We've got some dry conditions, thankfully. And let's see if the Astons can hold their front row lockout into turn 1. Yeah, exactly. RPM Vlat. That'll be him from now on. No, I mean, I feel bad because I don't like mispronunciating people or whatever, but he's brought it upon himself, really. So we wait then for some players to sort out their tyre pressures, the fuel loads, the strategies. We'll see who decides to go on the alternate strategy starting on the hard tyres, or if most of the drivers will go medium to begin with. I always like to just get away, try and make up some places on the first lap, and always stick to the normal strategy. Obviously this year in Formula 1 they've got rid of the Q3 tyre rule, so it kind of negates what you do on your qualifying lap. Good, we have the formation lap, so we've got time to talk about that then. Let's take a look at what tyres everyone's selected. So we've got majority, as you'd expect, running the mediums. We've got Leaky in the middle there in P8 running the hard tyres, and then the back four of the grid, Puggy, Matty, Maverick and Frax, all running the long strategy on the hard tyres, as would be expected. And that's what you would usually find in real life before this season, before the qualifying tyre rule was taken out of the sport. I'm not entirely sure why that was the case. It obviously added a little bit of interest, you know, for example, if you flat spotted your tyres, or if you made a mess of your lap, then you were starting the race on those tyres. And then I do feel it also sort of makes the strategy of this game a little bit predictable, a bit boring. You know, most races this season I've gone medium, I've gone hard, and then when there's an inevitable safety car, you come in for the soft tyres, and it just means that everyone's going to qualify on soft tyres. Sometimes you found people would rather qualify on the mediums, start a few positions below what they're capable of, and then obviously extend the run further into the race. But now it's just usually mediums and hards. There's obviously a couple of guys I know in Premier who like to start on softs. I think Al is one of them because of his getaways. He's got this, I don't even know what you'd call it, but I don't even know if it's still in the game, but at the start of the game with medium traction control you could absolutely blitz the car off the line and he would always gain 4 or 5 positions with the soft tyres. But as I say, that's rare to see. So the Aston Martins with quite a big gap to Booty. They're going to want to back that up before they reach the line. Don't want to be sitting there for too long with the final car of Puggy just heading out into Sector 3 now. So quite a big margin. Midfielders all together. But the Astons lead them all the way. Oh, hello. There's a Magic Haas turned up, and an AlphaTauri, and all the other people that have failed the formation lap. So let's see, where's he going to put it? Is anyone going to get disqualified? He's played it safe. Smith there. And kept it just before the line. Sabajaka, no disqualifications yet. Booty does alright. Jones is there. Everyone else is lined up. So we wait then. I hope we're going to get a better camera angle. Oh, it's just moving me around. Okay, we can't get a good angle, but we've got 5 lights. And the Belgian Grand Prix is underway. Booty gets a great start off the line there from P3 as Schmidt leads them into turn 1. But Booty with that electric start has got himself up. And there's contact, he's gone already. The McLaren's been picked up. There's got to be damage. Let's see then, Schmidt leads, Jones and P2. There's a little bit of niggle there on the Aston Martin of Zabajaka. We've got 2 wide going through here. Rick with Booty, who's got ahead of him, and Jones may have picked up some damage because Booty flies straight past him. Zabajaka's picked up a 5-second penalty, so a terrible start for the Aston Martin of Zabajaka there. As Rick looks to go wheel to wheel through Le Com. But Jones holds the position and keeps on to the podium places while Schmidt gets away. 1.5 seconds the gap from P1 to P2. As they head now down through Speaker's Corner. Matty and Vico have made up some gains. Sabajaka has obviously dropped quite a way down as they now lead through Puon. But Reuse and Smithy, the biggest losses, unfortunately, there. The Ferrari and the Red Bull. And a terrible start with picking up a 5-second penalty for Zabajaka. But at least one Aston Martin has held the lead. And Maverick has had a little incident there. I think he was slow coming out of Sector 2. He's not going to make the speed up on the way back down. We've got Westy right up behind the gearbox of Rick. He's going to look for a move on the inside. He's gone deep and he's picked up damage. He's picked up Rick. I'm going to have to check the damage, see what people have got, because there's surely some damage going around. No, the task says everyone is A-OK, which I'm surprised by. No one looking to make a move into turn 1 by the looks of things. Reuse is apparently 2 minutes down, which is obviously not the case. The safety car has been deployed. I missed that one. So Smithy did pick up damage. And he's come in to fit a new front wing. And it's the Aston Martin there. I've completely missed that. Zabajaka out of the race. Just after the kink on the back straight. Whether he's lost it or whether he's picked up some contact. Potentially contact from Smithy, I would imagine, if he's gone in for a new front wing. Whether they were side by side, we'll not know. But a disastrous opening lap for Aston Martin and Zabajaka. Unfortunately for him, it was a P2 start. Lost it out on the restart to Booty. And now he finds himself out of the race. Nothing being said by Spritzy in chat. He must be head in hands, balling at the minute. Zabajaka tells us turn 1 got pushed out, had to give the place back, then spun. Fat didn't give me the space, and somebody couldn't avoid him. Always a pile up in turn 1. I mean, we've seen plenty of incidents there in the past, both in RPM and obviously in real life. That horrific incident in real life, well, multiple incidents. Couldn't be worse. Yeah, mate, I know. That is one of the worst lap ones you can have, turn 1s you can have. Very unfortunate after such a good wet qualifying. But I guess you just got to get yourself ready for Monza next week. Yep, Puggy out as well. Didn't qualify and finds himself retired from the session. Someone has come in there. One of the McLarens, Westy, has come into pit. Let's see what people have opted for. Have many people gone hards? A couple of people. Smithy's come out on the soft. I didn't notice that. Bertie comes in to change onto the hard tyres, so he'll be going long for the duration of the race. An interesting call from Westy to go onto the softs there. I believe he was on the mediums. So he'll be hoping for another safety car within the next 10 laps, but if he doesn't get it, he can just pit with everybody else. And he'll hope to pick up some places. Bearing in mind he started in P5. So he has dropped down with that pit stop. Everyone else choosing to stay out then. Let's find the leaders. We have a safety car in the championship division as well, having just checked, so both races unfolding fairly similarly. Quite a small lobby in the championship division today, but I guess that just means more points on offer. Now we'll see. Yes, the safety car is in this lap, which is nice and prompt. No need to take us out for another lap. Monday practice, I think the safety car was a little bit overdue. And going in. So the TAS doesn't seem to be updating because it tells me that half the grid have fresh tyres, which is not true. Why are you lying for? Okay, I mean, I guess I'm just not going to have to look at that because I can guarantee more than 3 drivers have tyre degradation at this point. But anyway, we're about to go. Smith's left it all the way to the line. And he's going to get his foot down now. And I think Booty's got a better start than him, you know. I think he might even look to make a move into turn 1. He's going to cover the inside line. Booty's going to move around the outside. Is he going to switch back? Yes, he is. Can he get his foot to the floor? Yes, he's got way better traction. There's contact there, front wing damage, potentially. Nothing come out in telemetry yet, just a tap, but Booty takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix as they head through Eau Rouge and on the top of Radion. And Booty is going to defend with some ERS as Schmidt looks to reclaim the lead, but he's not going to get the opportunity. No dive down the inside by Rick there, and the rest of the cars all making it through cleanly. Nothing to talk about there. The soft tyre runners, Westy will look to pick up at least 2 or 3 places while this lap unfolds. We've got Rick closing in as they head through Pouan. Good entry there. Carried as much speed as he could. And Vico has had an incident and finds himself 26 seconds behind the pack. That must have been a spin, or unless he boxed. He must have pitted. Did he pit at the end of the safety car there? Because he's got fresh 0 lap tyres there. So, interesting strategy to pit at the end of the safety car, but he's done it nonetheless. And let's watch on with Westy, who will look to pick up the Ferrari on those hard tyres before the braking zone at the end of the track. He's going to move around the outside. That's close, and it's contact. They've both gone off the circuit. I'm not sure whose fault that was, but they definitely made contact. And Westy gets his foot to the floor. Let's ride on with the leaders again. Rick, he hasn't picked up a place. He was in 3rd, I think, last lap. And Jones right on his tail. That's an invalidation. That's 1. Flat closing in as well. No DRS yet. That is enabled next lap. And Smithy's going to look to get a move done here on Frax. Soft versus hard in a straight line. Not much you can do to defend that. He hasn't taken the complete outside line, so he's going to break deep, and he has done. He's got the move done through Lecom before they head through turn 10. I'd love to see someone stick a nose up Pouan at some point during this race, but that would take some big balls. Let's see if anyone's got the pair. Good margins. No one's been left behind at the safety car. Really, and Booty has lost the lead of the race. I'm not sure if you could see that. I certainly didn't see it. And he's lost another position. Rick has snuffed him out. He must have made a mistake. And he's lost his traction. He's lost 2 positions. And he's using vital ERS to try and get the place back. Is he going to look to go around the outside of the kink on Rick? He's right up behind him. He's had to come off just a little bit. He applies more ERS. He's going to make to look a move into the bus stop chicane, down the braking zone. 100 metre board's gone. He goes very deep. That's going to be an invalidation, and Rick retakes the position around the outside. And again, decent traction on exit. We've got a move from Deck on Jones as the 2 attack ahead. Nothing to be done there. Around the outside, can Jones stick it to Deck? They nearly had equal traction, but a little snap there means that Deck takes that position. Booty will have DRS, and it looks as though Rick will not. So he gets that rear wing open, and he bypasses the McLaren. Nope, he takes the Mercedes as they head into Lecom again. And Jones has taken that position back under DRS into Lecom. A great chance for an overtake. Is that another invalidation perhaps? Jones could be approaching a track limits penalty if he isn't careful. Deck very, very close to the back of him. But Jones has got nearly 100% ERS, so he's done very well to hang on to that. Booty just takes it a little bit wide through P1. And that has allowed Schmidt to build up a 1.8 second lead over the rest of the drivers. There's an issue at the back. It's Maverick. He's had a spin. I don't think he's collected anybody else. Again, TAS is not offering me anything. so I can't really tell you guys too much. I can tell you that the Mercedes has tyre wear, the AlphaTauri has tyre wear, and the Haas has tyre wear. And there's an issue there for Leakey's out of the race. It's another safety car. Safety car is out then as he dropped it on the exit. It looks as though he might have done straight into the barrier on the right hand side. That's the third casualty in the opening 6 laps here, and the safety car comes out, which I would imagine all the soft tyre runners are going to pit. Now, what does Westy do? Does Westy come in for the hards, or does he stay out? Matty stayed out on that long strategy. Everyone else will be going in for more tyres, and Westy has come in. So he's come in twice. He's not really done an awful lot on those softs. And now it's a level playing field again, so poor strategy unfortunately by the McLaren boy, but he'll hope to pick up some positions with his pace alone there. And Rick has gone onto the soft tyres, interestingly. So the 3 who started the race there on the hards, Frax and Matty, the strategy has paid off for the time being. They're obviously going to have to pit at some point, but if these opening 7 laps are anything to go by, we will see another safety car potentially by the end of the race. Yes, to confirm, TAS is not giving me any updated feedback, so I may just have to forget about that for tonight, unfortunately. Just rely on what we can see on our beautiful screens. So, some interesting strategy calls. As I said about Westy earlier, boxing the softs and then coming in anyway to take the hards. It would obviously have just been better to go on the hards originally, and he would find himself in P4 at worst. And Rick also there on the soft tyres. Now that may well be a mistake. He may have forgot to tell the pit wall what compound he was looking for, or again maybe he thinks there's going to be another safety car in 10 laps time, but I would imagine most will stay out regardless, so he might find himself behind Vico come 10 laps time, just before the end of the race. You're not going to take those softs to the end, surely. But everybody else on hard tyres, and as I've already alluded to, Frax and Matty's strategy has paid off for the time being. The rest of the field now bunching up. Vico's caught up to the back of the pack with Maverick and Smithy also, as the safety car takes us around for hopefully one more lap. And Frax is in, so he's going to come out at the back. He's going to strap on some mediums, I would imagine. And again, the mediums, they'll be hard pressed to go to the end of the race as well. It'll be possible. Oh, okay. So I was wrong. He's gone soft, which again, it's another. Maybe I'm missing something, but there's been numerous interesting decisions on strategy so far. Again, can you really take these 13 or 14 laps? There'd be near puncture come the end of the race, surely, and there'd be no, there'll be no pace on them come the final few laps. But he finds himself toward the back of the grid once again. All those positions gained are now lost. Spritzy makes a good point. Maybe rain is due. Maybe it is. I mean, I don't have forecasts in front of me, so I couldn't tell you. But if I'm looking at the sky there, it looks pretty clear to me. But if Jeff is telling them that rain is due in 10 to 15 minutes, that means rain is due in 3 hours time, which means the softs aren't the right call. Obviously the most useless engineer there is. Remember, there's been an incident on track, and there are no plans for a safety car, but the safety car's already on the track, because that makes sense. But nevertheless, we've still got these two who've played the strategy well. Matty leads. And to be honest, what really is the difference between 6 laps on the hards? You know, it's a bit of deg, but it's not too much different. If you wanted to go to the end of the race, you could, but obviously he needs to pit. So realistically you can't, but hypothetically you could. Fingers crossed we get the in message now. There it is. Good. Safety car will be in this lap. Matty in the AlphaTauri will get us away. It'll be interesting to see when he chooses to go. It's obviously a long stretch all the way down through Blanchimont toward the bus stop chicane in turns 19. But you'd think he would hold the pack the majority of the way. Rear tyre warming phase is done. Throttle is locked. All just about getting temperature into the fronts. There's a massive gap to Westy there. I don't want to miss him go, but Westy... Oh no, he's caught up. That's so good. He's gone then. There we go. Slightly earlier than the previous safety car restart. He hasn't quite caught anyone napping. There's a bit of a gap there to Booty. Oh, and... Oh, he's going to make the move, but I don't think you can. Is that not a legal overtake? Oh god, Reuse has lost loads of positions now. I'm not sure if that was before or after the timing line. Surely the game would tell him to drop back, but let's just say it's happened. So Bertie's dropped down a couple of positions on the restart, and Booty climbs up the hill through Eau Rouge over the top of Radion, and Smith follows him through. Rick on those soft tyres has made it work. He's made it stick, and he's picked up another position. Bertie drops down to P5. And Rick looking to make time, and now Jones has taken Bertie, and he looks to take Rick. There's contact, and Jones has spun round, and he's collected someone else at the back. Carnage there through Les Combes. Jones has kept it going, but he made contact with Rick on the entrance there into turn 5, 6, no, into turn 7. And Vico has taken Smithy in the in the Alpine. So Matty holds on to his lead. Maverick's picked up a time penalty, and there's a yellow flag. I'm looking for who it is. It's Schmidt, and Reuse is out. There's been another collision. Reuse out. Schmidt drops to the back of the pack. Horrible safety car restart for Bertie there. He lost his top position, made his way through the midfield, and now finds himself completely out of the race. And don't tell me, yes it is, ladies and gentlemen, it's the third safety car in 9 laps. This is what we're here for. Safety car simulator is back out once more. Dear me. So, you'd think Matty would pit. Yes, he does. So, all of his hard work, well, not hard work, but, you know, the strategy that went well is now the strategy that has fallen. And we've got a couple more deck coming into the pits. The 2 McLarens stay out on track. Jones mustn't have had too much damage. Well, in fact, he wouldn't have had any damage. It was just wheel-to-wheel contact. And Schmidt has stayed out as well. Rick has, again, done the same strategy as what Westy did before. He's done 1 lap on the softs and then boxed for hards. So it must have been a mistake. He must have just forgot to set the strategy up on his MFD. And then Deck has come out on the soft tyres again. I think realistically, Matty's probably in the best position here with what will only be 10 laps remaining by the time the safety car comes back in. He's on the faster tyre, which will obviously degrade, but if Matty's got any pace around the circuit, he could well be on for quite a promising finish. I think Frax will struggle to hold on to any significant pace for the duration of the race, and then anything could happen with the top 6. Booty leads, and Matt the Vlat is finds himself in P2. Let me see where he started, because I'm pretty sure it was quite far back. Yeah, he's up from P12, so good stuff there from him. and he's on equal tyres to everyone else. It's been a great start, great early, great opening phase from him. Vlat for the win. Yeah, why not? Why not? Matt the Vlat. I'm just going to take 2 minutes, have a drink, and, you know, catch my breath, because it's been relentless racing, hasn't it? Absolutely relentless. I mean, the safety car's done as many laps as the driver's has, more or less. So poor Bert Mylander's had his work cut out for him, getting his pay slip. So the safety car then leads them up the bank of Eau Rouge through Radion at the Camel Straight. Love that section of track. It's absolutely glorious to watch the cars going up there in person. We couldn't get into the grandstand, but you can watch from the fan zone, which is just at the bottom of Eau Rouge, so you can you get a great view of them flying up there, which was good to see. That was the only part of the track I was really interested in seeing, as you can imagine, but it's one hell of a walk from the fan zone by turn 1 all the way around to Speaker's Corner in turn 11. Takes at least 45 minutes to walk around. God forbid if you wanted to do the entire circuit, it would take probably 2 hours to walk around the entire thing. Obviously you're not bound to the track. You've got to walk maybe, you know, a couple of 100 meters away from the circuit before you can actually start making your way around. Obviously it's surrounded by woodlands, but it's a great little place. I'd encourage people who want to go to a Grand Prix. That's probably one of the better ones. A lot cheaper than some others. So thankfully, we've passed some time there with a little lesson on Spa, and the safety car should tell us that it's in this lap. There's the message. Confirmation then that the race will be restarted. This time it's Booty who will lead us away. I forget, did he do the first safety car restart, or was that Smith? Anyway then, safety car blasts itself away, gets itself back to the pit lane as Booty holds up the pack. Right on with Matt the Vlat. And see when Booty decides to pull the trigger. Okay, if it isn't now, then it will be at the exit of the chicane. He'll take them right the way to the line. Oh, Vlat there, nearly going at the back of him, but he's kept it together. Oh, he's made contact. That's going to be a penalty, surely. No. Oh, it's a little good tactic there by Booty to put him off. He could have overtaken him before the timing line. That would not have worked. And Booty leads after a little bit of contact there. Let's hope no one picked up damage from that. And Frax has taken Matty. And it's not, it's Rick. Is it Rick who's dropped? Matt's taken Frax and Rick may have dropped. Smithy's dropped and Smith's picked up the place as they all head through Eau Rouge, and it's a little snap there. He keeps it together. And there's a big collision at the top of Radion. And that is Smithy out of the race. And don't tell me it's going to be another safety car, because I might just fucking leave if it's going to be another safety car. The Red Bull out then. Oh, and there's a Haas. Oh, and he's just nearly drove into the side of the Alpine there. Not what you want to see. Yellow flags are out. Safety car not on track yet. Is that Matty's also had an incident? Is he in control? Yes, he's waiting for him to go around. So 3 or 4 cars there caught up in a pile-up on the opening lap. And Smithy has retired. So 11 drivers remain. Thank God the safety... Oh, I didn't make you do that. Thank God the safety car has come out. This is weird. Meow. I've done it again. Anyway. The leaders continue then. No need for a safety car. And let's see what Frax can do on these soft tyres. Everyone with full restoration of VRS as they head down the back straight. Through the kink of Blanchimont. 17 through 18. And down to... Oh, very wide there by Jones. And those hard tyres couldn't keep it on the track. And he's gone deep there, Frax. That could have been risky. He's gone very deep. And it's going to compromise his exit onto the chicane. Booty's got... Oh, and he's been picked off. That poor entrance, the hard tyres of Rick. He's going to stay behind him. And Rick's picked that position back up. As they head now up the hill again. There's not going to be any daring moves. No one's sticking the wheel up the inside. He's got an excellent launch there, Vico. As he looks to put himself alongside Schmidt, yes, and the Ferrari might get in the way. He's not going to split them. He's going to hold on to what he's got. And they go side by side. There's contact. No, there's more collisions. Oh my goodness. 3 cars involved. Frax, Vico and Deck comes along and swoops up the mistakes. Schmidt's facing the wrong way. Oh dear. That was close. And Matt comes around and picks that up. So a 3-car collision through Le Com again. I can't remember who it was that I was on board with, but he just backed out and let the other 2 do the business, and he still got collected nonetheless. So we've got 2 McLarens riding in 3rd and 4th. Fingers crossed they don't get in each other's ways, and we have some good points coming into the team. I was watching Seniors yesterday when Snellenk went from 5th to last on the final lap of the race, and I was gutted for him because that would have been a great points haul. We've got Rick closing in to Jones, and Frax takes Vico, but they're still battling wheel to wheel as they head through Blanchimont. And Vico ducks back inside, looks to take the slipstream. Is he going to go into the braking zone? It looks like he's going to keep it behind. No need to risk it, I guess. Let's see what he's got. Is he going to get DRS? No, it's just been enabled, so he will get it down Camel. Could be a move on the cards, especially once they get onto the straight for Rick. 2/10, and he's gone deep there, Jones. That's going to compromise his speed all the way down the Camel straight. He won't get that back. He's got plenty of ERS to defend with. Rick's used it all, more or less. So it doesn't dent the timing, really. And the Aston Martin of Schmidt. No, not the Aston Martin, sorry. Maverick and Vico and Frax battling. Vico got that move done with the DRS. And he runs a little bit wide there. No penalty though, not yet. There it is, penalty for Matt, who's picked up. That may be his second. We'll check the penalties in a moment. There's an issue, the Haas is going slowly and the safety car's been brought out, but nothing's even happened. Nothing even happened. From the mini-map, it looked as though Maverick went off the track, maybe clipped the wall, but he's kept himself going. And the safety car is back out yet again, so all the drivers will come in for soft tyres, which will make it an entertaining race, but 4 safety cars, man. In 14 laps. Oh well. Oh, but he's not gone in. Neither has Vlad. No one is going in. They're all happy on those hard tyres. They are relatively fresh and they will go to the end of the race. One is in there. Deck comes in on soft tyres, so is he just going to go for another pair of softs? Okay, hard tyres for Deck. Soft tyres for Matty. Medium tyres for Vico. Schmidt serves his 5-second penalty, and he will be changing those hard tyres for a pair of softs. Vico's gone old mediums as well, interestingly. As the top 6 stay out, so Frax is in a great position to pick off some drivers by the end of the race in what will be the final 5 or 6 laps. And hopefully we can avoid incidents until the end of the Grand Prix. That would be lovely, because as you know me, I hate safety car simulator with a passion. But nevertheless, we watch as they drive around at reduced pace. Maybe I should just explain more about the Belgian circuit, because, I mean, why not? If I don't even know if there's anything else to tell you, really. Takes 11 hours to drive there. Yep, that's it. It's a long drive, nice drive though. Through Calais, through Dunkirk, easy motorways all the way, and then through Belgium all the way down southeast corner, near Germany, and a huge bank to climb to reach the campsites. We drove to the shop one day to pick up some supplies, and we saw these poor Grand Prix goers walking up said hill with all their camping gear, and it was it must have taken them at least an hour, and then they've got to walk 20 minutes at the top of the hill to the circuit. So an hour if you're a fast walker, an hour and a half if you're not, just to get from your campsite to the Grand Prix circuit. It's not ideal. Only took us 15 minutes though, so there are closer ones, but we never got anywhere near the paddock or the pit lane. You're not allowed to go that far, and one comes in, Matty comes in to box on 0 lap old hard tyres, unless that's a mistake by the game. Or is he serving a penalty on changing a front wing? Yes, I think, was that a front wing change? Not entirely sure. I've missed that one. Well, I'm bored with that in what will hopefully be the final lap, and hopefully the final safety car, because I really can't be bothered. At least I've got a couple of you lot in chat to keep me company. So points up for grabs, obviously. Well, there was points up for grabs for all but one driver, had everyone stay in the race, but P11 gets you 8 points, I think, so some decent points just for finishing the race. Booty has been up there after an electric start from P3, taking P2 into turn 1, and he's held that more or less the whole race. Matt Vlass finds himself in P2, and the two McLaren boys, fingers crossed for them that they can convert these points. A podium for one of them. Hopefully they don't get too aggressive with one another. But again, when I'm not sure what the standings are actually in this division. Let me take a quick look at that. First division standings. First division drivers championship. Jones is not quite in contention for the title for the championship, but with Matty in P11, who leads the championship, these will be some good points. So if there is going to be any team play, Westy would give Jones the position and not fight too hard if he does try and get by. Obviously it's a bit of an easier decision for me, knowing that Brandon in Premier leads the Premier Championship, and he picked up the podium that I lost after my stewards intervention, and he's gone. Just like that, we're back underway, and he's been caught napping a little bit there, and he's gone deep trying to make up the time lost, and Booty gets himself away then. He's got a 1.5 second lead, as does Matt to Westy. But the rest of the pack all fairly close together. No one has enough to go side by side as they head into turn 1. And now up the bank, 8th gear, flat out, little lift. And onto the camel straight. Let's see what comes out of this. Are there going to be any moves for an overtake? We've got Deck closing in behind the Mercedes, as Vico takes Frax on those medium tyres. Not too much movement in the order. They've all made it through the opening phase without incident, which is great to see. Just get a couple more laps and then there shouldn't be a need for a safety car, even if there was an incident. Rick closing in on Jones. So big gaps from first to second and second to third. Caught napping a little bit at the safety car restart. Oh, and there's a spin there. Rick's gone. He's lost his front wing. He's still in the race. And everyone's gone by quickly. He needs to disable overtake, otherwise he's going to see his rear's gone. There he goes. And Maverick has picked up Smith and Deck. And is he going to go for Frax? This may well be Maverick's best Grand Prix finish. They both lock up and they both go deep on those soft tyres. He's given them just enough room, and Maverick looks as though he's picked up the position around the outside. There's an issue for Smith, who's spun on those fresh softs. He finds himself almost plumb last. Well, he won't be now that Rick has come in to change that front wing. Very unfortunate there. Everyone else making it through unscathed. So a great return by Maverick as it stands, who, when looking at the table, he's only achieved 6 points so far this season. So this will be by far his greatest result. He has had 4 DNFs, 2 DNSs and a P11. So I'm rooting for him to haul some points in for the first time. He does have a penalty. Let's check who's got the most. Just 3 seconds, so not too bad. Worst case, he will drop a little bit, but Frax is right on his tail. Equal tyres. 3 lap old soft compound tyres, and those front 4. Vico's in a great position to take some points, as Jones is looking to close in on Westy. And Maverick runs wide. Rick picks up another penalty, or his first penalty, sorry. And Frax is right on his tail. If he deploys a little bit of ERS, he's got plenty to defend against. And there's an issue there for Matty, who's dropped it. He's going to have to wait for the Aston Martin to go around. Maverick is holding him off, and he's gone very wide there. Frax brings it back on the track. He's not going to dive for a move, surely. Maverick defends the inside, but Frax has taken the outside line. Is he going to go for the switchback? No one has DRS yet. Maverick loses the position as Jones goes slightly deep but recovers it well. Probably best to just hold what he's got though. Vico is right on his tail. 20% more ERS to defend with down the camel straight. No DRS is still, I think. No, okay, DRS is enabled. Jones isn't going to have it. He's going to be open here to Vico. who will look to take the position on the fresher and the better compound of tyre. Sticks it down the inside. Jones isn't done yet though, he's turned in on him. Both of them have kept it, thank God both of them have kept it on track. Little bit of an early turn in there by Vico. I mean, I didn't see Jones's perspective, it looked as though he was quite tight though. Maverick's taking the position back off Frax, but Frax is right up behind him. Fingers crossed for a movement to poo on, that would be nice. Matty's picked up another penalty. I believe that's 6 seconds for him now. Yes it is, and 6 seconds for Vico as well, crucially. So Maverick will be up. A little bit run wide there by Frax. Decent entry in flat is closing in for the race lead here. Let's watch on. Is the lead of the race going to change hands with just 3 laps remaining when they cross the line? Let's see. Is it going to be into the bus stop? Is he going to hold out for DRS? He is going to hold out for DRS. We've got a very, very interesting end to this race. Everyone bunched together. He's opted to stay out of the slipstream, get some fresh air, some clean air, and deep there by the lead. Deep there by Booty, but he's seemingly held onto it. Matt has twice as much ERS to play with. And Matty sets the fastest lap of the race, the championship leader. 3 second time penalty for Jones, and Vico takes Jones. And Jones is out, no! P2 in the championship has dropped it. Schmidt comes flying by, he's dropped all those places. I'm not sure if it was contact or if he just lost it himself. We'll soon see after the race. But Jones drops down to P9, so unfortunate. Matty now can see his championship rival right up ahead of him, and if he wants to extend that gap, he's only got 3 seconds to make up. It's quite an ask. Let's see with the penalties. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get 7 seconds out of him, so that probably won't happen, but the margin will not be closed. The points margin will not be closed as much as it could have been after an incident for the McLaren boys. So unfortunate. Vlad now is in a great position for the lead. No, he's not. He's dropped it as well. It's all going on in the final few laps. Those hard tyres are starting to turn off. Matt drops down. I keep saying Vlad and then Matt. Matt drops down now to P8. So Booty holds the lead of the race after what has been a fine drive, really, with 2 laps remaining and a 2.5 second gap. Vico looking to move up on Westy. He'll be within DRS, very close there. Wow, timed that braking zone to perfection, and it's a spin, slight loss there, and Vico's going to take that position easily, and Westy drops back down to P3. Maverick finds himself in a great P4, and he'll be thinking he can get his hands on the podium now. Obviously he's got that time penalty, but it's so easy around here to pick up track limits, as Maverick picks up track limits, and he's just picked up another track limits. So it looks as though the podium will stay in Westy's hands if he can hang on to it. Deck is looking to make a move on Frax, and he gets the job done. He's going to move back over to the left hand side before the braking zone. Easy as you like. And he is in provisional P4. And looking at the interval times, sorry, no, not that. Maverick is going to drop down quite a way here. Worst, it could be P8 or P7. So not the kind of haul that he could have had if he hadn't got that final invalidation at the start of this lap. Vico also has 6 seconds, so Westy's looking on for a P2, which will be a great result for him. His best result of the season by far, his first podium of the season, having picked up a number of DNFs, a P5, a P7 and a P10 last time out in Great Britain. Running low on ERS. We've got a couple of drivers very close together. Not Maverick again. Wow, he's throwing this away. That's 6. Oh, sorry, okay, maybe not 6 in one lap. That's 4 track limit invalidations in one lap, and he's just throwing all of his points away. Well, not all of them, but a great chunk. And Jones has DNF'd through Sector 2. He's not even going to pick up any points. There was points available, 8 points available for him just to finish the race. But he's lost them, so Matty is going to extend the championship lead regardless of where he finishes. Deck is going to look to move on Maverick, who's got very little ERS to defend with. He's going to get the move done before the braking zone. 9 seconds of penalties there for Maverick, and it's only added to his woes, but he's looking to fight back even with those penalties. He's not giving up. He's still there on those soft tyres, and Deck takes the position. Surely he's not going to dive bomb. No, thinks better of it and sticks in behind him. But that's opened the door for Schmidt on the final lap of this race. Booty holds a 1.6 plus 6 seconds, so the win is in his hands if he can keep it together. Let's watch on in this tight battle just to see if anyone makes a mistake. A second separating 3 cars, always entertaining. Booty's made it through the penultimate braking zone. All he has to do now is get it through the kink of Blanchimont, through the bus stop chicane, get the traction down. Oh, and nearly there for the Aston Martin, a little bit of oversteer. I'm not sure if there's going to be any moves. I don't want to miss it, but I also don't want to miss the race leader crossing the line. We'll keep an eye on the mini-map. He's driven an absolute great race from start to finish. P3 got an electric start off the line, and Booty comes across the line to win in Belgium. Takes P1, Vico takes P2. There's been a switch there. I'm not going to comment on the positions. Maverick has dropped all the way down, unfortunately, to P8. It's still a good points haul nonetheless, but it could have been so much more. Matty, the championship leader in P9, he'll be disappointed with that result. Many safety cars, plenty of issues with strategy for many drivers, so a difficult one to call, especially after the wet qualifying session. So overall, a good race, but it is the Alfa Romeo who reigns supreme around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit tonight, and Frax picks up driver of the day. So plenty of safety cars, plenty of incidents. I caught the majority of it. The 3-car pile-up into Les Combes was certainly a highlight. But we'll see the drivers making their way onto the podium then. Here is the Alfa Romeo driver of Booty, who currently finds himself in P16 of the championship. So after having quite a difficult season, he picks up a race win, which is good. The German driver. Now let's see what his previous best position was. Did not start, did not start, did not start, did not start. Unclassified, did not finish, and a P2 last week. So a P2 and a P1 after not finishing a single race or not starting a single race all season. So a nice little turnaround for him there. Westy in the McLaren picks up an important podium. Is that his first of the season? It is. That's his first podium, so good return for a lot of people. The Alpine of Deck. Smith, the Aston Martin, who started on pole position, has converted some good points after a difficult start. Vico, Matt and Frax. And then Maverick brings home his first decent points haul of the season. And Matty and Rick rounding off the top 10. I believe a few people will be promoted due to Rick being a... Oh no, everyone else DNF'd. So that's it then. The top 9 is your final results. Hope you guys have enjoyed the race. Obviously dominated by safety cars, but it was an entertaining one, that's for sure. So next week I am away for both Monza and Imola, so someone else will have to cover my shift. But until then, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you when I come back for the Miami Grand Prix. Thanks for watching, guys.